don't let me hustle you up. If you see like little notes or whatever on what you're doing, you are doing just fine. You keep on eating your snacks, filling your water bottle, being awesome, all that stuff. All right. Cool. All right, so we got the live stream started. Oh yeah, and actually the Facebook Live and the Zoom are like exactly the same. Ooh. And then the one on YouTube is about 45 seconds behind. So I'm actually going to shut this YouTube biz down and not worry about it. We'll just let it run. So that's going to create a record for me to be able to share with Sonia and anybody that doesn't want to use Facebook and who also is not in the Zoom. Cool. So yeah, big hopes and dreams. So if this all works out, and I'm actually looking at the two devices simultaneously right now. Yeah, if this all works out, I can have people in Zoom, so we're really talking and seeing each other. And then I have this live stream going on over here for folks that would rather do the live stream on Facebook or want to look at it on Facebook for reasons. Maybe it's easier to get into for you for whatever reason with your internet provider services and stuff. And then we'll also have the YouTube link. So that's pretty groovy. And then I brought just a totally different device to play music on, and hopefully that doesn't sound like shit and you can still hear me while I talk and the music plays. Hopes, dreams. I guess I won't know until somebody shows up. Sweet. So when some pals get here, we'll be able to ask them. I'm actually just going to go ahead and leave all this running, even though it's super early. But not the music. I'm going to keep going with my music test for a while. This is for me. I'm going to listen to this later. It could be for you. Maybe you listen to it right now. But anyway, so this is just music. I'm going to try and say some stuff while it's playing. See if it does anything weird to the sound, if it makes it come in and out, if I'm talking while it's playing, or if you're still hearing it clearly. And then I'm just going to pause it and talk. So I think we're good to go. And I've got the whole thing set up inside the suitcase. So yeah, the hopes and dreams. I hope some people will come tonight. It's like not actually as hot as last time, I think, to be honest. Last time was really, really crazy. That was like bananas hot. But all right. Want a little preview, since you're early, what we're going to do today? Today, we're taking a deep dive into leading and following. And so we're going to change the leaders. There's two different main strategies for how you change a leader. For Fat Chance Bellydance style, one's rotation, and the other is circling. The circling is where you're looking in, and the rotation, if you think like rotisserie chicken, right? Like, so you just are staying in your facing out position and changing. So I have a couple strategies for getting us through slow and fast leaders. So I'm excited to work on that today, and hopefully that will bring everything together from our big review from last week, and everybody will feel like the world belongs to them and everything's really fun. So, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna keep on setting my stuff up. I know you can't really see me on the ground, but I think that's okay. Because really, with leading and following, I know it kind of sucks when I'm in the shadow for the video, but I don't want to die the vampire death. Hello, I see someone is watching the live stream in our group. Who is it? Say hey. I wonder if I touch the little eyeball, if it'll tell me who you are. All right, I'm gonna go look at my viewer. What says I don't have any viewers yet? Huh. I wonder if I'm the viewer. No, that doesn't make any sense. I can't be my own viewer. All right, I'm gonna mess around with some buttons. Okay, I put on the mystery mask on the live. So every 5 seconds, it's changing. Right now, I have this kind of Blues Brothers look going. That really can't be how today goes. That is funny though. I'm gonna push all the buttons. Okay, so we don't need that. Ding, ding, ding. Ooh, it just gave me the face tune. Look, all of a sudden I'm a Russian supermodel. Not in the real one, just on the face one. That's pretty funny. Oh yeah. Yeah, we definitely do not want this. Okay. We're just not gonna use any of these things at all. All right, let's close that up. Oh no, I left it on. Awesome. Okay, turn that off. That's just gonna turn it around. What does that do? That tags friends. Probably a bad decision. I'm gonna invite, who's always early? Christina told me she was gonna be online tonight. I'm gonna invite her. We'll see what happens. Hey! I'm experimenting with something. Yeah, well, I'm experimenting with the placement and the shade because obviously, you know how I feel about the shade. But I'm doing, I'm trying a new thing for class.
I'm just gonna back my car in real quick.
Oh, no, you're
load
great.
some stuff up.
Yeah.
You guys get started.
By all means, load some stuff in. Do you need my yoga mat out of the way?
Okay.
Okay. Feel free to hit it with your car. So like I'm doing this thing right now where I've got the Zoom going with the YouTube, and then over here I've got the Facebook Live going into our other group. And these are actually simultaneous. And then this one will make your YouTube link for when you're not around, and it's on Zoom. And then this is the one for people in Facebook. So if there's somebody who needs to be in Facebook, because sometimes it's easier for people. So then I have all the stuff going.
Yeah.
So I'm trying it out. I got a new device to play music.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm trying out this new scheme.
Is it louder or something? Because we've been doing fine with the other.
No, I have to use my phone to make the live.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Or I have to buy an iPad or you know what I mean? Like I would have to have some other, because I can play music on my phone and I can play it on my computer, but I can't live stream from my Kindle Fire, which is what I'm playing the music from.
Okay.
I don't think. You know, live and learn. But yeah, I feel like
that's a good idea to put the sparkle below like that.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I love it.
And I think that the Facebook Live is simultaneous with the Zoom one. I'm curious to have somebody try it. I think Charlie is here now. I'll have him get on his phone. So yeah, this is
I'm
my
not used on that. I really love how you did with this
Oh, thank you.
setup.
Yeah, I'm like,
Your vintage suitcase.
thank you. Hi, Christina.
Hi, how are you?
Good. You want to help us with our beta testing?
Sure.
If you go into the ATS Street Team Facebook group,
Okay.
I'm live streaming. And I think it's simultaneous with the Zoom. Oh, we're going to try not to get killed here in the driveway.
Ooh, good call.
Yeah. With the not getting killed in the driveway?
Yeah.
So the, yeah. Can you see us?
I am checking right now. Give me a second.
Okay. We'll just keep bothering you. How about now? Now? Just kidding.
No, you're good. You're good. on the Sirens page? Is that what you're looking for?
No, it's in the private group. It's in the Bellydance Street Team ATS group.
Oh, give me a second.
Just trying a thing out.
Let's see. Yes, I think so. Oh, look at that.
I'm going to change. Yeah, dude. That's what's happening. Yeah, cool. All right, I'm going to change this to gallery view here. And then view. Yeah, and I can see that you're watching over here. I can invite you on the little screen if I want to, just for kicksies, but I don't think we need to do that. Because the only way I could see people on the little one is if we did it like one person at a time. Do you know what I mean? And then it would split screen the little one.
Gotcha. I think they're not exactly at the same time. I think Facebook is a little bit behind.
Okay, here we go. 1.
Ooh. Nope, video's not there yet. And I don't know if it's because when I came in, it started at 0, so it's getting there. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah. Sweet. Hey, Charlie, how's it going? I'm testing out a new strategy for the next round of classes. How's it going? It has been a week. I feel like it's been like, this week has been like a year. God, it's been a really long week and it's been super hot. I know. It's actually not that bad in the driveway compared to the last time. I thought last time was much hotter. I don't really understand either. It's much more pleasant this week than it was last week. And what was it, 2 weeks ago? That was terrible. That was tough. So I don't know if maybe we're just getting used to it. I feel like it's also shadier. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, maybe so. Yeah, sunrise, sunset. Dish. Yeah.
So it's on Facebook, it's a couple seconds behind, and that video is mirrored, so it's 180 degrees flipped.
Okay, so this is my right hand.
Yep. And it looks like on this screen you're standing in front of me, but on the other one, like the car is on the other side of you in the Facebook video.
So the car, on Zoom, the car is here on my left.
Yep, in the Facebook video, it's on your right.
In the video, the car is on the right. Oh, interesting. I wonder if I push this button. No, it just turns it around so you can't do that. Okay. Well, all right, let me see what, when my back is to you. Does it look like I'm starting left instead of right on the live?
So give me a second. I'm gonna wait for the video to catch up.
Okay, sure, sounds good. Bye, Eva. I'm delighted there are 3 of you here. Now my plan will work.
So on the Facebook video too, I could follow you if I wanted to dance along.
You could follow well enough on Facebook to dance along. Okay, great. Cool. Hey, Charlie, are you watching the Facebook one too?
I was. We were on a pretty good delay.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was hoping somebody would type a question in to the text chat on the live, the Facebook live. I just want to see how long it takes to get a question in.
I just typed you a question.
Your question is right there. It just says hello. Carly says test. And then I don't know how I would type back. I think I can talk. Can I type? Maybe. I don't know how I type back actually in this. Maybe I don't. Maybe I just answer you. Okay. Oh, nice to see you. Okay. Yeah, you sure can. Help yourselves. We're going to start class in like 1 minute, so feel free to, yeah. I'm surprised Christina's the only person online today. Maybe people are getting out swimming or something, doing things.
Yeah, I was feeling like
Yeah.
getting out of the house without you. Now I'm
Yes.
like, yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
I was literally
Yes.
just like laying on my couch, and a fan laughing at me.
Oh. Yeah. I know. I always feel better after we dance too.
Look, I got shoes with more support.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try out these ballet flats again. I have these. These are Pumas. They don't make them anymore, unfortunately, but they have a bottom like a sneaker. So I wear them a lot for bike riding because I won't like crash my toes, but they're flat. So yeah, that's my try for a street shoe. All right. I think I'm just gonna hog this whole corner. That's my big plan. I like your face mask, Ava. That's really pretty. High five. Oh, that's awesome. Ah, have fun. All right. Let's just do this thing, huh? Let's just do this. All right, big plans, big dreams. We're gonna announce ourselves while everyone cheers wildly. I'm gonna help Christina. Christina! Do I see Tammy? Tammy! Camilla! Sonia! Ava!
And Charlie.
Charlie! Leslie! Yay! I have to say that it is not as hot out here as I thought it was going to be. I was not feeling enthusiastic about the driveway this afternoon when it was like, you know, the peak of the sun above us. But this is actually, it's very pleasant in the shade. So I'm happy it's happening for us. Yeah. So today is number 9 out of 12 lessons. So we are 2/3 of the way through our summer adventure. I'm just going to take it as a success and not a failure, that I have half of the plan prepared for September. Yes? So that's better than the last time we started where I had none of the plan prepared for September. So people who know me a long time know that ordinarily the year is prepared before the year begins. So this is, hi Amy, welcome.
Hi, Amy.
Yay! So anyway, enough about my own creative interest in being further ahead.
It's a tough year to plan for.
It's a tough year to plan for, buddies. And so best I got is half of it, and what I got is Monday. So this is a phase 2 business. It's just right there. Literally, you could see it. It's right there. There is more square footage so that every person that is enrolled in our class could have 10 square feet. Yeah, I have to get the exact amount of space, and then we can do the real math on how many people can be inside. I don't want to go inside until we feel really good about it. So as long as it's warm enough to be outside and we are comfortable enough outside, when the weather changes, we will just go across the street under this awning until we all decide the day has arrived that we feel good about going in. And I am really unattached when that is. So I hope that it will be before Christmas. But since none of us know what the next part of the plan is, we'll just have to keep it going as it goes. So I have set up 2 classes. One is 6:30 to 7:25. That's going to be level 1, starting on the 14th of September. And that will begin again with the foot patterns for the 4 fast movements, basic position, alternating arms, and just working in slowly and carefully into these positions. This is the first time I've taught ATS to our group, and I think my quick start, the idea with the quick start that we had was to get a bunch of stuff on the table so we could pull it apart and work with it. And I think that now that we have a critical mass of people that have some vocabulary, that everything will be easier for every person that comes after us. I think that being the first group is always the hardest because there's nobody to ask questions and there's nobody to practice with that already did it, that's already on the other side of it. So I think that from now on, it's gonna be a smoother ride for us. That's my hope. So I would really encourage, if you have the time, to take the 1 and the 2. The 2, you need 4-foot patterns and playing finger cymbals, playing the triples at the same time with comfort. You don't have to be perfect, but you have to be comfortable. That idea can't make you cry. And then we'll go from there. Yeah. So one is 6:30 to 7:25, and the other one is 7:30 to 8:30. We'll just keep on meeting right here until we're either inside in the theater, which is huge and gorgeous. You're all gonna love it when we get there. It has its own bathroom, and it has ceilings like as high as this building. I mean, it's just a massive, cavernous, beautiful space. And the woman that runs it is a delight and a charm. So I can't wait for you guys to meet Stella and to actually see the theater. But until then, this little awning over here, the studio right behind it is actually just fortuitously belongs to a friend of mine's older brother. So we are invited to share that space with them. There's a bathroom over there. There's internet over there. It's not a huge area for dancing, but we'll make it work. You know, we can line up along. And then they also have got like some kind of heating things in the space in the courtyard. So I feel it's really the best we can do right now for a plan. And that plan just takes us through the first 6 weeks. And then I'm going to have a short break for my wedding. I'm getting married on Halloween. Yay. Yeah, thank you very much. So we will have off the last week of October and the first week of November, and then we'll be back at it for our holiday season. And I will know more about the holiday season in the future. I hope by Wednesday to have a preliminary plan for Wednesday. At the absolute least, I will have 2 classes offered online until Youngstown is available. When Youngstown is available is unclear. They are a phase 3 business, and so that will be. So I have looked at some options, at some other options that I don't feel are safe enough or that are secure enough for us, and I'm not going to take us somewhere until I feel that it's beautiful and that it's safe and that we're welcome there. So until all of those things align, we'll just be in our own beautiful, safe, and welcoming spaces at home, dancing together in that capacity. So I'm going to restart on Wednesday a cabaret, an American cabaret, so we can get back to our, back to our juicy, flowy layering and working in that style. And then I'm also, for the workout class, going to add a component of what I'm calling belly dancing roots. So we're going to have a cardio portion of that workout class, which is dedicated to Kalbelia, which is the traditional dancing from Rajasthan that I love. And so this is a long range plan of mine, even though I don't know where we'll be doing it, that I am actually reaching into 2021, 2022 and beyond to try to bring us what I'm thinking is a supportive endeavor to the Black Lives Matter movement, taking a look at the deeper roots of belly dancing that come from Egypt, that come from North Africa, traditions that have built and informed our dance. So we will just become wiser, kinder, and smarter, right? Who doesn't want to do that? So that's a plan that I have for us, and plus we get to wear cute outfits and be real fit at the same time. So I feel it has great longevity, and it is going to be fun for us. So those are all the plans as they stand right now, and we will just continue to have more insight as we go along. Yeah. So thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. It really gives shape and purpose to my own practice, and it has really just made my whole life to be able to share dancing with you. It's so fun to be here. So thanks, pals. So onward from there to today's subject, yes? So today we're going to talk about leading and we're going to talk about following. And we've got a really tiny, little beautiful piece of, I'm going to say scripted movements for us to change the slow vocabulary and in the fast vocabulary. And you will change with a partner again and again and again until you could just do it anytime you or every 4 counts of 8, whichever comes first. Sweet. So let's get our little warm up going. And then we will move on to a little review a little flow review of some posture and some slow moves. And then we will get into talking about the leader positions 1, 2, 3 and how to change the lead in a rotation and in a fall. Yeah? From the computer, everybody's good? Sweet. Okay. So we're going to start with talking about the difference between a rotation and a circle, which unfortunately they sure seem the same, right? But the rotation is when we just change spots, yes? And so we just went over how to use these arms, right, to turn in a circle. And we can also use this shape, these arm variations. Either they can come all the way down to the hip, or they can just brush out at the chest. Same, it's the same thing, yeah? So to do this, as the leader, if I want to be position number 1, I would just swipe and step. It's the job of that person. Step forward into my spot. So that is indicating to them that I no longer want this place because I moved over here. Yeah. If I wanted to circle with them, that involves 3 important parts. Yes. This is really funny because it's actually very similar to juggling. There's a rule in juggling. It's like the number 1 rule, which is that you don't throw anything at someone who's not looking at you. And it's the same with this, right? So the first thing you do is you turn around. The second thing is you look at them, and then you do something. Yeah. So if everyone is not looking at you when you turn into the middle of the circle, you gotta wait until you see them. It may seem like it's forever if you're feeling like it's not gonna work. It's gonna work, and no one's gonna notice. It's gonna be fun. Sometimes it just might take someone a moment to be like, oh. So we're going to use the same movement to create the opportunity to look inside the circle. So the way we would do that, and with this, you can turn, with these arm variations, you can actually turn either direction you want. So if I start a turn, and I'm starting to turn this way, you all, as soon as you lose sight of me, would continue to turn, so keep on going. And when you turn back around, I'm here waiting for you. That means we're switching. So what would happen here, if I'm only using this one piece of vocabulary, is that I used this arm to get here. I'm going to use this arm, and I'm still leading. So I'm taking everybody to the next spot. And then new leader walks to the position there in charge. Does that make sense? Everyone's going to do the same thing. Yeah, so everyone's going to do the same thing, and they're going to follow you to whatever next. So, yeah.
When you're in like a group of like 3 or 4, is there a set guide to who's the next leader?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You always go from person number 4 to leader. And so you're always going position 1, position 2, position 3, position 4, leader. Do you know what I mean? So the whole thing is rotating clockwise. Yeah. And it only goes one direction. Like you maybe could turn, like, we're not going to do it today, but any movement that turns the whole group all the way around, the leader could do half and wait for you to arrive, and then you could use that to instigate a circle. And the circle you could just walk, you know what I mean, with a little alternating arms or something too. It doesn't have to be this way. I just feel that we need something to hold on to get us started. So what we're going to hold on to today is alternating arms. Does that make sense to everybody here? Cool. So I'm going to make the 3 of you one team. Yeah, Amy, Tammy, Christina. And let's have you two be a team and you two be a team. So we're going to start with just doing a rotation, which means we're moving clockwise. And the only thing that we're going to use to change is arm variation. Yes? Cool. So you've got position number 1. So your leader needs to be right here on the side. And you gotta be over there on that side. Groovy. Okay, so here on the computer, that's a little trickier for us, right? This is highly theoretical at this point. But I would like you guys just to set up, right? Just show me the leader, the number 1 and the number 2 here. Yeah, and then we'll just have the next person here with the idea when you turn, right? So Christina's your leader. I see Amy is number 2, Tammy's number 1. Great. So when Christina steps boldly over, then you will know that the person from number 2 is now your leader. Yes? Groovy. I promise this is easier in person. Y'all gonna really like this when you come with your bodies. Yeah. But when we change the circle one in a moment, it'll be fine. So I'm gonna put on just a little bit of music for you guys. Yeah. And I want you to rotate just a couple of times, spot to spot, facing forward. So this is the rotation, and we're just gonna use the arm variation to get there. Stepping boldly. So when Charlie steps over there, you just take his spot. Yeah. And so he is gonna continue, like if he continues to sweep this arm, you need to continue to sweep the arm until you arrive. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So when he is out of your vision, you're in charge. Do you know what I mean? If you don't see him, you're the leader. Okay. Yes? Groovy. Okay, a little music, please. Mm-hmm. Love it. Sweet. Yep. Yep. Yes. Keep going with the hand. Yeah, because it's predictable. Do you know what I mean? Like continue, continue. Yes. Yeah, I love this. Boom. Nailed it. Switch leaders. Uh-huh. Cool. Things are happening for us. Yes, Amy. I see you switching. Nailing it. Uh-huh. Cool. Groovy. Boom, boom. Ah, yep. Did you guys get to do each person leading yet on the computer? Yeah, cool. Okay, so I think once you understand, like we just need one plan, right? That switches us from one spot to the other. So now we have this alternating arm plan. I'm gonna switch and I'm gonna follow through. So I would like you to add something, I don't care what, like here's a little snake arm to clean. You could do a little, you do this before you go. You know a lot of things. I don't care that you do all of them. You could do just one of them. You could do snake arms. That makes, I'm happy. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't make it hard on you. And then switch. And then switch with your buddy. Yeah, so just give them a little something to chew on and then switch. Yeah, that makes sense? Cool. And we know a lot of stuff. So, I mean, if you remember some fancy stuff, knock yourself out. Yeah.
I think that's what we did already, which is cool. Let's just do it again.
Sweet. Do it again. You guys are the best. And then we're going to switch to the circling thing, which will be more interesting for people on the computer, I think. Yeah. Boop. Loving it. Yes. Yes. You guys look great. When you're doing body weight, the turning of the hand is the rise of the chest. Yep. Yes. We look so good. Things are happening. You guys look great. Oh, I'm so happy. Yeah. Yep. Yep. We got 3 leaders here. Oh, yeah. Looking good, Christina. Looking good, Tammy. Yep. Mm-hmm. Super. Okay, so we're going to use the same plan, but now you're going to look inward when it's time to change. So here was your old plan, right? We were like sweep and step. So you can still use this plan, but now you're going to sweep, and then when you turn, you're going to wait for your buddy, and then you're going to give it another arm. And then probably what I would just do for today is use the other hand to get to the other spot. Yeah? So whichever arm they used to get to you, you use the other one to get to your next place. It's very common and it's really easy. Yeah? So we're gonna look in. What direction does the circle have to go? Clockwise. It's the only way we turn. Yeah. So I know it's very theoretical here, but you could have a leader. The leader could turn around, do you know what I mean, and guide. And then if you know who the next leader is, that person will just turn their back to the group, right? And so we can pass that way. So yeah. Cool. You guys have any questions about any of your slow moves? You doing good here? Cool. I like it. Okay, action. Yes. Change your hands. Yep. Love everything. You look great. You have to turn around, Ava. You can't just, yep, and you got to meet him there. And now you can go. Yep, and then you, yeah. Liking it. It has to be when a little bit of the internet stops working. I Well, how did this go? We felt good? Yeah? Cool. So I think, you know, it's one thing to be able to execute perfectly all the different movements and offer all the cues on all the slow moves with the body in perfect isolation with the hands and the timing and everything, right? And that's what we drill over and over again to get it right. But once we have the idea about how we switch or, you know, the two different ways that we could switch, then I think that we have a bigger picture, you know what I mean, of what we're trying to do. So if we had, for example, a chorus, which is another piece of vocab we're going to talk about, the chorus is being led by the person at the front right, and that chorus could just be doing, you know, something simple, whatever that thing is. And then 2 soloists, 3 soloists, 4, you're not soloists anymore when there's 4 of you, but you know what I mean, like can pull forward and do something together while the rest of the group is just kind of engaged in holding space and being together. Yeah. And so in that time, we have kind of created this huge presentation involving many, many people and taking up really space in a really beautiful way together without too much trouble once we get to a place with the vocab that we feel good about it. Yeah. Exciting, right? I know, how fun. Okay. So any questions about any of those things? Right. It's turning, looking in, making eye contact, continuing. So I'm just checking my notes here to make sure I don't. I think are going to go on to how to change some fast moves, if that feels okay with everybody. Yeah. And so we're going to change fast moves using in the same style, right? So fast moves also change in a rotation, or fast moves change in a circle. So we're going to start off with a rotation, and we're just going to use 2 different movements today to create this scenario for us. Of course, we could do them with almost any of the moves. Not everything goes forwards and backwards. So what goes forwards and backwards most easily is we're going to use the pivot, this choo-choo pivot bump, right, as our tap around. So that's how we're going to create this turning. And then we're going to use just the Egyptian and the Egyptian half turn. Yeah. And so we're going to use that for traveling. If you have never tried to travel in the Egyptian before, we used to do it in class in a big circle around at Youngstown. So I think everybody that's been to Youngstown, which is all of us, have done it before. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do just basic Egyptian to switch spots, but we're not going to use the half turn yet. So this is like number 1 rotation, keeping it simple. Yeah. So 2 spots, person in the front. All we're going to do, they were here, things are happening for them. I'm over it, right? And so when I step to the right, I'm going to start going boop, boop, and I'm in your spot, right? You got to come up and take the front. Yeah. Okay. So you guys, I know it's a little bit tricky. Give it your best shot. Yeah. And then we'll move on from just Egyptian to Egyptian and a half turn soon. And then will be a little bit more clear here online. Okay. Music is coming. I'm going to do, hold on. No. No. Yes. Sweet. Great. Maybe play a goal for yourself. Maybe you could get to the other person's spot in a count of 8. Yeah? Yeah. And when we're standing closer together, because we are like COVID hugely far away from each other here in real space, like we would be much closer together and it would be much easier to change the spots. Even if at home, if you just want to use your basic Egyptian to circle a chair or to circle an item at your house, you know what I mean? Or circle a spot on the ground, yeah, so that you can just practice moving in the clockwise way. Groovy. Okay, so let's just drop our arms for a second. Yeah, and just drop, drop, drop. Yeah, sweet. And just give them a little tug. So we're going to have a sip of water, and then we're going to do the Egyptian half turn to make a circle where we're looking into the middle, and then we're going to go back to basic Egyptian after we look deep into the eyes of our partner, and we're going to use them to change spots. Yeah. So when you are the leader and you cue for Egyptian half turn, your partner needs to go to the back and meet you back at the front. You're only going to do half of it. Yeah? Cool. That is not to say that you couldn't start this in the future. You do a full set with them, and then on the second one, they turn around and surprise, you're waiting for them. That could happen, but not today. Yeah? We're keeping it easy today for our buddies. So what we're going to do, right, and I'm setting up, then I'm going to give the cue, then I'm going to turn around, and then you're going to look back at me. After you come back out, you got to keep going, and then we're going to look at each other, and we're going to give it some of this magic, right? And we're going to wind up looking to the front. What direction does the circle have to go? Clockwise. Yep. Love it. Show me some magic. Yeah, I'm going to hit the music. You guys ready? Makes sense to all of us? Great. You guys need a sip of water? No? Charlie's having one. I'm having one. Optional for you. It is a hot day. I'm so happy you guys came. I was like, oh, good. It's so much better. It's really better to practice. It's really, really hard to talk about and not practice. Okay, ready, pals? Let's go. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys. Yeah. I'm going to come join and be the third person in this group for a second to help you guys. And then we're all just going to do this for a moment longer. And then we're going to switch and add a new skill to this set.
Did Leslie freeze for you guys?
Yeah, she froze for me. I completely forgot what the cue was for this turning.
It was the doing the
Really big.
The really big. It's like your right arm's back.
Oh, you lean right. So you lean in right, and then you lean in left, and then you go right.
Got it. So it's lean in right. Lean, okay.
And then if you're cueing it to be a switch, you stay facing the
Facing
people.
You
on
only
the-
do half a turn.
Oh, look
Right.
at that.
And then surprise!
Surprise!
Oh, hi.
Oh, I think we lost her.
I think we did too. Here, follow me. Let's do that one again. I'll just
Sure.
show it to you again so you feel more comfortable. Is
Oh,
that-
thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got.
And then it's this. And that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Try to keep your arms up still so that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I think I just need to practice it.
Yeah. Like she said, practicing.
Yes, yes. All right. So we try to get
Are you,
back.
are you texting her, Christine?
I will text Leslie and say,
Okay, cool.
hey.
Yeah. Maybe we can try to zoom back in, I guess.
You're the leader at this point.
Oh, am I?
It-
Yeah, when she drops out, it defaults to someone else.
Whoever.
So should I just end this and then we try to get back in?
I think
The last time it happened, once Leslie came back, she just took over again.
Oh, she just comes back in. I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. All right.
hopefully it won't take too long.
Yeah. I'm sure she'll notice that we're zooped out.
What else are we doing tonight besides trading places?
I have
was-
pizza on the way, but I don't know what else the plan is tonight. I think we're talking about drum patterns and finger cymbal patterns.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think she said possibly another fast pattern, but like in our fast pattern repertoire, that was what was on Facebook, but
Okay.
it's cool to hear about your classroom planning adventures, your mobile classroom. I like the idea of you having a screen behind you. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, I got that idea because my daughter had me make a green screen for behind hers because she's been doing a lot of stuff. And I was like, well, I don't want a green screen, but I could just have a screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you also could have a green screen and be like in a different crazy location each day.
Right. That would be fun. Yeah, I had a bunch of district science meetings all day for 3 days last week. And that taught me what I needed to do so that I didn't end up a broken old woman. When
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't do this forever.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so how long are you going to be online each day?
At least 3 hours. It's not totally clear if the mornings, 3 hours in the mornings, it's not clear what the afternoon, because we're assigned classes during that period, but I don't know if we're just supposed to be like available for emails or I don't know what.
Oh, yeah. Or just like if someone wanted to do a quick chat, they could
Right,
Zoom you or something.
right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of unknowns still.
Yeah.
And thankfully, the district, back in June, hired several people to transfer our adopted curriculum for the 3 core science classes onto a digital format. So we've got that, but the class that I teach, that's the elective science, I'm having to make everything. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're going to figure it out. It's just going to be like one foot in front of the other and like.
That's what I keep doing. And then every time I close my eyes or take a nap, I'm like, oh, I should have done it this way. So I know I'm still like in the steep learning curve part.
Yeah. I think it's going to be that way for everyone involved, like students, parents, teachers.
Yeah.
So the Facebook video is still going, which is funny.
Oh,
But I logged on in time to see the door going back up. If the door gets closed all the way, the internet drops out, so the Zoom signal gets lost.
oh,
So
Clever.
maybe should we just jump on Facebook?
It's backwards, so it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't want to watch it reversed if I don't have to.
no. Yeah. Oh, because, oh, is it from her laptop camera too that she's doing the Facebook, or? I don't know.
I know that she reverses it for the Zoom meetings. There's a reverse function, but there isn't that for the.
For the Facebook.
No, the Facebook is what's mirrored. Zoom doesn't have the mirror. And for
Oh.
ATS, it's better because I'm staring at her back. But like for workout, it's better mirrored because she's facing us.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
No.
I'm just really happy that I learned how to do breakout rooms last week.
Yay! I don't know how to do that yet. I've been in them. I've had other people put me in them, but I'm not in them yet.
Right.
Yeah. I haven't done that yet. I've been in them, but I haven't put people in them, which I think would be a fun thing to learn.
I think if I have 30 kids in a classroom, I'm going to have to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How would you even will you have a gallery view of like all 30 of them then, I guess?
Yeah. And my work computer's like not big. It's barely bigger than a tablet. So I'm hoping they'll let us go in and I can get my monitor.
Oh, yeah.
I can have 2 windows open and see them both at the same time. Hey, look.
There she is.
Hello.
I got back to you. And look, you're still streaming on YouTube, so I get to see what you were doing later. How fun.
Yes, yes.
We did practice, and then we had a little
Later. We've been taking a break while I fixed the computer. I had the Facebook Live going the whole time too. So if you got lonely for us, I have my phone here tonight, and I'm doing a little test and also putting it in Facebook Live. So that will give you an avenue in the future if you're like, whoa, what happened there? You know what I mean? Like 3 seconds behind, you'll just see me putting my face over in there and being like, hey girls, I'm coming for you. Sorry.
Cool.
Anyway, just good to have other ways to connect. We are just taking a quick break here, and then we're going to come back, and I'm going to show you guys how to integrate using a pivot bump and the basic Egyptian to switch spots. Yeah. So that will just give us another way to turn the circle for our partner thing. Did you guys have any questions about anything we're working on? Looking real solid. Yeah.
Yay!
Yay, it's so fun.
Yes. Just to put you all on the spot, since I have you here on the computer. How excited are you about Calbelia? I'm super excited about it, and I just want to check in to see if other people are interested in learning folk dancing.
So
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
medium excited, but I was medium excited before we started ATS because I didn't know a lot about it. And now I love it. So it's another thing, like
Another thing to try.
learning new stuff in a new language sounds great.
Yeah, I'm really super into ATS actually. I have been having such a good time, and like once we nail some of this like transitions and vocab and stuff, like the world is ours, right? Then it's just making stuff look nicer and adding more vocabulary and stuff. So, and there's oh yeah, I think I'm going again. Okay, yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying the ATS. I am too.
I really am.
I think it's very well suited to the digital format too.
I think it's really well suited to the digital format, and it's really well suited to being outside, because we're not doing anything that's really we're not doing anything that I feel is super intimate that looks you know what I mean, like we don't need to lay on the floor, we're not in a bridge position, we're not, you know, like really getting crazy out here, you know, like it's a very beautiful, like, you know what I mean, like it's got a very street fine, you know, like out on the town look, fully clothed and out on the town with our friends look. So yeah.
And I love the group format of it. I just like that we're all doing it together. I'd love that.
What, Amy?
Oh, I said I love the group format. Like I love how we're dancing all together and I just love it. I think it's great.
Yeah. I know, it's really fun. It's really, I think has actually helped my posture a lot with my cabaret as well. I feel that like all of this, like, you know, like being really mindful about keeping the feet together and keeping the elbows up and having this hand in such a strong shape all the time is really great for our form, just all around. So
Mhm.
really fun.
And Leslie, you should know, it doesn't really matter to me what classes you're teaching on Wednesday. I'll be there for them.
I'm super excited about it. Let's do it. How fun. You know, I figure as long as I'm interested, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we've all been dancing together for a long time. So if I'm interested about turning the page and taking a look at something new or revisiting something or working deeper on something, the odds are other people are too, because we've been on the path together for a long time.
Yeah,
So,
I just think we're like on this journey together, and we're just gonna go where it takes us.
I know how fun. I know how fun. Okay, I'm gonna ring the little bell, and we're gonna come back and do bumps and pivot bumps. We got our friends back. Okay. So a pivot bump. So we have done pivot bump a bunch of times actually before, but we don't usually stop. Yeah. So the pivot bump is a variation on the choo-choo, and we're going to use it to make our Egyptian half turn transition. Whether we're doing either a rotation or a circle, we're just going to use it to give us a little more flavor so that we have another choice. Yeah. So you can do this going either direction because the pivot bump goes either way. So here we are just in our choo-choo, right? And we're just doing tap, 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 tap. So if I start to tap around and I wait for you here, you keep on going. You're not allowed to stop, right? So once I start something, you got to keep on coming back until you see me. And then when we get here, we look at each other. But now this is weird. Do you know what I mean? Like to get anywhere, we're not really going to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop into the space of Egyptian. And now we're going to switch spots because it's a much better traveling movement. Yeah. So it isn't that it's like 100% not allowed, but it's pretty much just 100% not done because it's uncomfortable. And it's not as easy. So like we really, you know, we would use that pivot. It even has it in its name, right? That it's a pivot, right? It's going around in a circle. So it can be as fast or as slow. There's no rule about how many bumps are in the pivot bump. Like we have done them ways, so like I'm here, right, and I'll do that little arm variation switch, and I'll come around really slow, right, and then sometimes I'll just switch the arms and be like, backwards, wave. So like your leader is not allowed to change in the middle. That's one of the things about the fast moves is that like if they start off at a pace, you have to complete the whole move at that pace. Yeah, so you would never get halfway and stop unless you had discussed that you wanted to be the leader, because if you stop now, right, halfway, if Charlie stops, if you're looking at him, what happened? Do you know what I mean? If he's looking that way. If he's going that way and you stopped and looked at him halfway and he doesn't come back around, what position is Charlie in now? He's the leader. Do you know what I mean? Like, so if he never came back, do you know what I mean? Like, so it isn't that that's impossible. It's that we have to talk about that. Do you know what I mean? Like, because then what you did is he just took the lead from you. Right? And that's not really what we were going for. So you have to come back, right? Because that's polite. You have to do the thing that people are expecting. Yeah. Cool. Yes. But it's not impossible that in a group setting where we're performing in the round, we might do a movement where Charlie does become the leader, and that's because the crowd is everywhere all around us. Do you know what I mean? Like,
That's really dynamic.
there's a lot of more, like down the line, there's a lot of other things, and there's other shapes too. These aren't the only shapes. Like there's a thing called a fade where in a 3-person group, the person at the front, instead of walking to the side, walks backwards, and the third person walks through that alley in the middle, and they become the leader temporarily until they pull back, and it's the third person's, for a short time, becomes the leader. I don't mean to, like, you know, whatever, complicate the mess, but just so you know, right, like there are a few other plans. This is just our first plan. Yeah. Cool. So we're going to do pivot bump and basic Egyptian. Yes? So I want you just to do those 2 things, really simple, just taking turns. Do the pivot bump. You can do choo-choo, right? So you got a little choo-choo action, and then you're I don't care which hand is up and I don't care which way you go, but the only hip that bumps is your right one. Yeah. You can go to the right, you can go to the left, but you can't use your left leg. Yeah. You can go that way. Yep. Yeah, and then you want to switch to the Egyptian when you see him. So get into your basic Egyptian, right arm, left arm. 1, 2, that's right. And he's got to follow you. Yep, and then you switch spots. Keep on coming. Keep going to Charlie's spot. Yes, yes, you did it. You did it. And the important thing when you're looking at each other is don't mess yourself up. It's going to look like you're opposite because you're staring at each other.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. So you guys, pivot bumps and Egyptian, switching. Cool. All right. Here comes some music. Yeah.
Well, we did it.
I forgot we were switching. I just kept wanting to leave more.
I loved it. No, it was great. I loved
We did
it.
good.
It was good. We did it without music. It was like the music was in our head. We just did
It
it.
was. That's where the music was. Not everything else, just the music.
Oh, poor internet today. Oh, you're muted.
Can you imagine freshmen with internet like this trying to concentrate on a science lesson?
I think if it was week 1, I'd be super frustrated. But now that we've been doing it all summer, we're
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, we got this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to mix together, if you haven't already started to, the pivot, the Egyptian, and the Egyptian half turn so that now you've got choices, right? For when it's time to turn around in your circle. You could also, just to be wild, you could switch spots using the rotation and not look into the middle to change as well. You don't want to use the sweep because the sweep is for a slow move. This is not a variation that you have in fast unless you're using it with an Arabic or with a pivot bump, right? So you want to be using the pivot for turning, and you want to be using the basic Egyptian for changing. Yeah, and you can use that half turn to get you looking into the middle. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're just like switching then,
You
just like walk over.
Yeah, so I could just like basic Egyptian
Yeah.
automatically with the phone.
Yeah, you would just change spots. Yeah. Yeah, you sure could. You could just take work. Like, you know, here I am, I'm the leader. Well, now I'm the follower. Right? You have to walk forward and take my spot. Oh, and then they come in my spot, and I'm back into my first spot. Right? So we just circle each other, facing forward. Yeah? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Makes sense? Let's do it then. Mhm. You gotta go the other way. Yeah. Yes. Mhm. Yes, I love everything about it. Yay! Yes. Oh, it looks so good here. That was so great. Have a little drink of water and be proud of yourselves, you guys. Yeah, it was so super. I loved everything
I
about
totally messed up the Egyptian half turn. I have to keep practicing that.
We followed you. It's fine.
You know, the secret to the Egyptian half turn is that you turn on the 3. with all of it.
Yeah.
Moment, and then you just gotta practice it. And like honestly, over time, it's like the movement gets smaller and faster the longer you practice. You'll see people that have been doing it for a long time, and the pull with the elbow, I mean, they wind up like, you know what I mean, where it's like it almost looks like it's just a hip twist and like the slightest arm pull. Do you know what I mean? Like it winds up being this little tiny baby thing.
I think the part that is I always have to think about is when you're just doing the Egyptian basic, you're kind of pulling your arm back.
Yeah, you're
But
pulling the elbow back on the hip that's twisting forward.
then
So
when you're
you're
keeping it, you're
around.
in the other direction.
Elbow, right, elbow back, back of the hand back.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it, Tammy. That's true.
Fall flat, fall flat.
Because you're cueing. And then.
Here's 3, right, and so my elbow's back. You push your hand forward, right? So you can start again on the other foot. Here, yeah? So that's how you land, because you always have to be on one on the right, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4,
Do you cue this way first?
3, 4, 1, 2, 3, whoosh. 1, 2, 3, turn. 1, 2, 3, turn. 1, 2, 3, turn. And then some people almost look like they're pushing over their head on the 3 with that hand to help them get around. It's a bit of an optical illusion. You're not really actually like, but it's a little bit of that feeling on the 3 because you get the elbow hooking right and then back. And then here, I've got the elbow back, the hip is forward, and I push on that turn to help me get back here to start over again. So it's almost like you get this little like, little slingshot. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
To help you get around. And really, the secret is just you got to do it a bunch of times. I know what a sucky secret. Why is that always the secret? Right. The secret is we have to find a well with a frog with a little gold ball in its mouth, and yeah, we have to give me a smooch, and then we'll just be good at it. Want to take a break for a second and play the drum? Yeah. Let's get our drums out. It's hot out. Yeah. So I wasn't sure if we would get around to doing this today. I'm glad we are because it's fun. Whoop. Put my little aloha hat on. We're catching the last of the sunshine.
Christina, can I see your drum?
We're gonna take our hand, right? And we just drop it down here. So let's just drop the shoulders for a second.
It's a comet and stars.
Pretty. Right, so let's put hand on the shoulder, reach the palm of the hand out, and then push it back and away. Take your ear to the side and just get a big long stretch here through the palm of the hand. So open your hand and point your fingers toward the ground. It's like you're pushing. Yeah. Should feel groovy. And then you're gonna curl those fingers in. Oh yeah. Turn through that hand. Yeah, and then start working your head back up. Yeah, you're coming on in. Yeah. Other hand, we're gonna touch the shoulder. We're gonna pop those hands out, fingers to the ground, take them to the back, ear to the shoulder, and really open. I feel this through the heel of my hand, through the whole forearm, and through the ceilings, through the muscles of here. Then I'm gonna start to move the fingers in. Yeah, I'm gonna turn that hand and turn that fist, and bring it back around. Yeah, how great. All right. So, drop, drop, drop. So placement for our drum, right? We just have our hands like we're shaking hands. We want our elbow here by our side. We're just gonna slide that drum right in there. Thumb comes over here. I always mess up 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock because I'm awesome. Do you know what I'm talking about though? It's the right hand, so it's over here on this side. And so we've got them balanced right here. And so we're just gonna strike with the turn of the hand and just go ahead and let your elbow really like boom, 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 boom. I just want to bounce off the head of the drum, ring finger. So keeping your elbow down. Yep. And I'll turn to the forearm. Love it. And get that drum head a little bit pointed toward the earth. And just in a comfortable position. Yeah. I love everything about this. It's great. Did anybody listen to the song I put on the internet? It's a scream. Okay, little fingers to the outside. We're gonna hit tech, 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 and I want you to really give it to it, right? Tech, boom, and plant it, right? So the other one bounced, and this one I want you to land it. Boom, 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 and I'm still like pushing through that twisting form, right? Oh, that was a good tech. I heard that out there. Yeah, right? Love it. So you start to feel like the rooted and flat and planted feeling in that tech. Yeah. Okay, it's about to get special. We're gonna do pa. So coming from underneath, and this one is like, let's just lean it forward a little bit, get a little bit of bracing here. Yes. So not to confuse your brain, but the ka is your left-handed tech. It should sound the same as the tech on the right hand. It's a lot quieter, but that's because we need to practice, and it's not in as strong a spot in this position. Yeah. Like it. Cool. So in notation, if we were writing down the sounds, and I was going to have a giant D, it would stand for doom, right, big D, doom, and then big T, tech, and big K, ka. Cool. Now, sometimes you'll see a little T and a little K, and the little T and the little K stand for teka, right? So teka, 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 and they're quieter. We're just going to march them. Now, your hand should be marching still, right? Over here in the corner and at the bottom. Teka, 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 teka. Putting tech, right hand to go. Tech. And some people call this walking for reasons, right? And you want to make sure that they're not on at the same time. Yeah, that sounds really good. Have fun. Cool. If you wanted to play the song that I had left for you, there's 2 other sounds, and we're going to add the sounds because we're like kind of in belly dance overtime now. We're doing awesome. So this sound is called a paw, and it's a closed hand, and we actually used the paw sound when we played with Jane. Yeah, so this is kind of an alternate tech sound, right? Because it's got that closed, like the same way like when you stuck it here on the edge, right? Because the doom was this big bounce, and then this is paw. Paw. I think she called it slap.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm used to hearing paw because the hand is like, right, like a little animal paw. But I still have my thumb in the same spot, but that doesn't mean that you couldn't play it in a different style. This is the Arabic style of playing frame drum. This is also Persian and also Turkish. So like this is a more traditional, classical way of playing. But that doesn't mean that you can't, right? I mean, that certainly is also, that gives you that slap also. And far be it from me to say that that's not a paw. And then the other sound that's in the song is this rubbing sound. We're creating this, just sort of this textured sound. It's just kind of fun, right? Cool. I'm actually not going to sing the song because it's just a little bit too much for us, to be honest. But let's make all the sounds, yeah? So we're just going to go do, 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 do. 5, 6, 7, 8, and we'll play 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and half, 2, 3, 4, okay, 5, 6, 7, tech, 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 tech. Let's do 5, 6, 7, 8, and off. And this little rubbing sound. I literally have never used this rubbing sound for anything before, but it is in the song, and they do it in the 4 Elements theme, and this is the sound of air, and the last part of the song is, without you, we cannot live. So it's a little hippie song. You can play it along with these 4 little parts if you want. The video is in the ATS group. I included it because I thought it's fun to sing and it's fun to play, and that gives you a chance to practice all your strokes. And then also the song is in the tradition of Lane Redmond, who wrote our book When the Women Were Drummers. And so I think it's meaningful to us in that way because we read her book last summer and it's fun. And it is not that the song is like so, it just is a little hippie cringeworthy because it's all about like, you know, earth, 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 you know, air, fire, water. It's cute though. The tech is the fire in this scenario. They're cute. So let's go to Bellydance for a second, and we're gonna play 3 different kinds of Bellydance, and we're just gonna put the drum down for the day. Yeah, and then we'll do our bonus move. So this is like for the future because I would like us to continue to work our rhythm study and to continue to advance our frame drum. So one of the things we can do when we're playing for each other is you can play what's called the open rhythm, which means you're just playing the dooms and the tacks, right? So if we did the Bellydance rhythm, that would be right like doom, doom, tack, tack, doom, tack, right? Doom, doom, tack, tack, doom, tack, tack would be the decorated, right? So just the dooms and the tacks would be doom, doom, tack, doom, tack, doom, doom, tack, doom, tack, doom, doom, tack, doom, tack. Does that make sense? Doom, doom, tack, doom, tack. So this is what's considered the open because it's like the absolute, like what you have to make it the rhythm. Yeah. That's the dooms and the tacks are what's holding it together. And then the decorated version is the doom, doom, tack, 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 doom, tack, tack, tack. So let's try that one, yeah? So doom, doom, tack, 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 doom, tack, 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 doom, doom, tack, 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 doom, tack, tack, tack. Yes. Doom, doom, tack, 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 doom, tack, tack, tack. You guys keep playing that. Right, so I'm playing the open while they play the decorated, and I hope you can tell there that we sound magical. Cool. So I'm going to show you something that I hope will blow your mind and will interest you in practicing, and then we're going to walk away from it. So in addition to the open and the decorated, which are, those are set. That's what makes the rhythm, right? Like I didn't choose that was the way that we were going to do it. And this third thing is called a closed version of the rhythm because there is something that's going to happen on every single count. And so for the 16th notes, all we're going to do is we're going to walk. So it's 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and so we're just keeping this going, right? Cool. Doom, doom, tack, doom, tack, 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 doom, doom, tack, doom, tack. So if you wanted to play one little note for every single tiny piece of this, which we would never do if we were playing with a band because it's very rude, not to leave any space for anyone else to do anything or say anything. Maybe it's not a great conversation, but it's a good practice. You could just start like with this walking. So you get the walking going and then try just saying it with me while it's walking. Yeah. Doom, doom, tack, doom, tack, doom, doom, tack, doom, tack, doom, doom, tack, doom, tack, doom, doom, tack, doom, tack. Are you guys saying things? I can't tell. Doom, tack, sweet. Doom, doom, tack, doom, tack. Try it. Doom, doom, tack, doom, tack. It's hard. Doom, doom, tack, doom, tack, 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 doom, doom, tack, doom, tack. Right? So we could, in theory, be playing any variation on this together. That would sound beautiful. You know, if we were doing, you know, this together as a group. You know, so I think that could be really cool. And also, if you get overwhelmed, if you can find the pulse, if you can find the marching, you're still playing. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead, let someone else play the other part for you. That's cool. Just come back to it. You know what I mean? Like, it's all good. Yeah? Does that make some sense? Cool. So I hope that gave you something interesting to think about. We got to practice our playing and making some sounds and looking cool, which of course is very important to us. Sweet. So we are in our belly dance overtime now. So I would like to teach us a new fast move. And also I would like to do the practice changing, the quick changing with other moves mixed in before you add your transitional movement. You know what I mean? Like, so we have 4 fast moves, right? We have also the 2 variations on the quasi shimmy, which we haven't practiced today. The one on the toes, right? So this is our regular shimmy step. And then our quasi is a flat with the elbow still high. And we push down the middle and get our aerobic going. And then of course the aerobic travels in a circle either direction. You could use Arabic to change the lead spot, and you can. Today we're not because that's just not what we're working on right now. But like if I were here in the lead spot and I decided that I have over here, I could something to stop you from walking backwards into the follow position. Yeah, cool. So we've got all those buddies. Yeah, we have our Egyptian half turn, our Arabic, our 2 different variations on the shimmy step. And so I want to give, we have a lot of choo-choo variations because we have choo-choo and pivot bump. And then we were just working on the Egyptian and the half turn. So every little buddy has got already like kind of a pal that goes with it, except Arabic. Well, let's give it one. Yeah, all Arabic's got arm variations. Let's do Arabic hip twist. Yes? So we're going to add Arabic hip twist to our vocab. And it starts off, let's do just the body. So we're doing this 1, 2, right, just our regular Arabic. I'm just getting my hands out of the way. So lift, right, so it's from the body, back to the body, front foot, back foot, front foot, back foot, front foot, back foot. Cool. So we're going to keep that going, and that's just 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then I'm going to show you guys the footwork for this next part. So hold on, put this in the speaker view. And I'm going to show you my feetsies. Okay, so what did happen? The regular Arabic, we kind of are stepping right to front, and left, and the feet are really close. And then for the second half of the hip twist, you're going to step this knee open, foot open, and you're going step out, step back. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So your foot is not really far away, but it does need to point out. So you can put that in, right? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we actually just don't do it on the left foot in this style. Yeah. I think it's really important that you practice on the left side. So you don't wind up like, yeah. I'll try and throw it in our workout. Yeah. So you don't want to move your shoulders at all. You want to lift with the chest and then push through the back. Yeah. So you want to think lift, rise, right? Lift, drop. Lift, drop. So it goes the whole time. So there's 2 Arabics in the Arabic. The Arabics are really the whole time following. So the way the 2 get put together. And if you kind of pull together, so you don't wind up on down. That's kind of what makes it like lots going on. And when we add the arms, I hope it will make it easier for you. Because what's going to happen with the arms? We're going to push out for 2, and then we're going to pull in for 2. So we're going to push 2, in, push 2, 3, 4. So this pushing and this pulling, it makes sense shape of the body. And what happens is that make sense? Yeah. So you can't let your hands get too far away, and you can't let your feet get too far away. So you have to really hold your hands right here in front of you. You're just push two, pull two, push two, pull two, and my elbows aren't going anywhere. Right? It's just the ends of my hands, and it looks like a big crunch, but two, three, four. It's tricky without the four. Two, yeah, right. And it looks like we're like, wee, but we're not. We're not really doing that much stuff. Oh no, we lost Amy. Does that make sense, you guys, with the Arabic hip twist? I know we did this in the studio a long time ago, so it's kind of a return for us. We did like a cabaret variation on this. Hey, Brigitte, what? I see you over here on the live feed. How fun. What? I know the stuff is working, right? We're using the stuff. How cool for us. Also, the light is so beautiful right now.
I know.
Oh, I know we're in the golden hour, yeah? All right, so better put on my monster face for golden hour. So we're going to, if you care to, add this buddy to our practice right now. And then you can just take that little Arabic hip twist and drop it into whatever, a regular Arabic, a choo-choo, go down to shimmy step, right? Any of those things? Yeah, so I'm going to lead that for a minute. We're going to do a little of that together. And then I'd like you guys to work with changing the leader, both facing in and just rotating. Yeah, you guys remember how to do it? Using the Egyptian half turn. Yeah, using the pivot bump. How to switch who's the lead. I know that was like before we played drums. God, right? So cool. And you know, it's just about practicing. I'm going to give you guys like a minute with me as your leader, and then you go off with your buddies. Yeah? Yeah, Earl.
Christina, rather than get frustrated, I'm just going to log off and cool down.
That sounds like an excellent plan. I will
Okay.
catch up with video later. Have a great
Excellent.
night. Good to dance with you.
You too, Christina. I'm glad you were here. Bye.
Bye.
pals. We lost all of our buddies today. I know. Brigitte is still there. Oh, drag. Internet, why people are saving us? So good, you guys. That was so good, you guys.
That was so much fun. What did you call the new belly dance over song?
It is called an Arabic hip twist because it's an Arabic and a hip twist, right? Arabic, hip twist. And you got to keep doing the lift and drop. And the secret to this Arabic is that it's a chest lift, and then you have to push down the back, and it never hits your hips. Yeah, so it's weight in the front, weight in the back foot. So it's weight in the chest, weight between your shoulders. And it has like, it gives it this like, you get this like big, you know, like snake look, but you're not pushing at the bottom. It's the weight shift. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It looks like it's so much more than it
Mm-hmm. You guys want to try it with cymbals? Why not? Why not? I'll lead. Yeah. I'll lead. We can do it toward the computer. We can do it as a performance. There's nobody left. Sadly. We all have our pals. Do you guys want to change lead or you want me just to lead? Me, just to lead. Okay. Okay, brain is done. Sounds good. I'm going to put on our nice soft song. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, you guys, about the video cutting out. I hope you get to watch it later. We'll be back next week for lesson 10. See you online, I hope, Wednesday, 7 o'clock for some working out. I'll give you guys a little taste of the cowbell